So, the dulcet sounds of a fireplace next to a river. We're in the middle of doing some cleaning for some friends coming over tonight, but taking a quick break to talk about a few of the movies in my collection. Let's start off with this spectacular release, once again by Arrow Video, the 4K UHD release of Tarsem Singh's The Cell, with Jennifer Lopez and Vince Vaughn and Vincent D'Onofrio and others. This is the last movie I almost walked out of because I don't do horror very well. And I went to see this in Chicago with Sherry and with our friend Joe Janes, who was the producing artistic director at Second City Detroit, and then he was back in Chicago, and we were like, oh, we're going to go see The Cell. No, I take that back. I saw this with Sherry and Dave Rosowski, and we were in Detroit. Does that align with the timeline of this? Am I remembering this correct? Because it would be like 2001. I believe that's right. So Rosowski was in town, either when he was directing, me neither, but like, not a huge horror person, but this movie is more of a thriller than a horror with horror elements. So I was like, this is too much for me. I might need to go. And Sherry and Rosowski looked at me like, are you out of your mind? We're not going anywhere. This is good. So then I sucked it up and got past the imagery. Tarsem Singh is one of those filmmakers that he brings his music video commercial sensibility and dynamic, like, character imagery. This movie is like, if you don't know the film, most of it takes place inside the mind of a serial killer played by Vincent D'Onofrio, and Jennifer Lopez is a psychotherapist who goes into his mind through this. Like this, you can see here this image of this red body suspended by threads. So like they're lying in this kind of almost like Bram Stoker's Dracula red suit, and then she goes into his imagination and he controls. It's very Inception, but in the mind of a serial killer rather than the mind of a heist. But man, pound for pound imagery, it is absolutely breathtaking. I don't remember exactly how it ends. You know, I know people survive and things happen as they do in horror pictures, but the journey, as Mark Banker and Todd Grimes would say, the juice is worth the squeeze. You should check it out. Next one. Legendary Jack Nicholson, Roman Polanski, Faye Dunaway picture, Chinatown. This is a easy favorite of mine. Roman Polanski is not. He made some great movies, but I'm going to leave it there. But for Jack Nicholson, for Robert Towne's screenplay, which has been taught in classrooms as like the ideal screenplay, it's a genre picture in a way of like, kind of a film noir, but it was shot in the early 70s, I believe. Yes, 74. Made in 1974, but you get a vision of Los Angeles in the 40s that it's before everything changed, so it's kind of a time capsule for LA in a really beautiful way. Nicholson's performance as J.J. Gittes, this sort of kind of a low-rent detective, really, getting sucked up into this vast conspiracy surrounding water concerns in Los Angeles. And to be honest, when I saw it initially, you know, I hadn't lived here. I didn't know how big of a deal water in Los Angeles was. And it's a very, very important social issue that is always in the fore of our minds when it comes to the snowpack and water distribution. And you're like, how do you make a private eye film about water and relationships between father and daughter and all kinds of different things, but it really does a spectacular job of looping all those things together and taking it into a very dark place. Chinatown it's a legendary movie, and one of those films that is often overlooked. Also, a breathtaking 40s inspired score by Jerry Goldsmith. If you haven't listened to the Chinatown soundtrack, I cannot recommend it enough. It's just moody and atmospheric, but also very much of its time, excellent across the board. Also, the making of that movie was a nightmare. But I don't know. It's a high watermark for me in terms of filmmaking. Next one. This is kind of 2 for 1. It's Disney's live action recreation of the film Cinderella. It is directed by Kenneth Branagh. I believe it's Cate Blanchett is the evil stepmother. Derek Jacobi is in it. And, oh my God, the actor who plays, it's Kit Harington. Man, this movie is a visual feast. I got it went to go see it, and in all honesty, I'm not the world's biggest Cinderella fan, but the production design, in particular, Branagh's ability to do historical epic like he does in Frankenstein, like he does in Henry V, to see him tackle Cinderella with today's technology and equipment, it's spectacular. It reimagines the Disney original with a level of diversity that I hadn't seen in live action Disney work, and the costume work that they put into this film in particular is worth the price of admission. It's it's
and the ballroom scene was lit by candles.
And the ballroom scene was lit entirely by candles, by candlelight, by natural light, like Barry Lyndon. And I just, like, I got goosebumps thinking about that for this movie. Like, it'd be very easy to dismiss, but the thought and the artistry of the work of everybody involved in making this picture just elevates it. It's very, very special. It's one of the first live action Disney pictures that they did. And, obviously there's been a lot of shade thrown at Snow White. I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to it. I didn't see Disney's Aladdin live action with Will Smith. None of those pictures really grabbed me. But Cinderella, I kind of felt like, I go take my medicine. It's Branagh. So let's go see the show he's going to put on. And boy, did he put on a show. Highly recommend. And then here's Disney's animated classic, Cinderella. In all honesty, when I saw this picture in the theater, I was so bored. I was 12. I didn't care about Cinderella and the mice and all the other things and the Wish Upon a Star and all the things. But when a Disney movie came out back then, you just went to go see it because, when is the next chance that you get to see it? Because everything lived in vaults. You just never got an opportunity to see it. So I went and saw it, and some of the reviews when this 4K dropped were so glowing, and so like this is the definitive version of it. In a way, the restoration, because it's the hand-drawn animation, I've grown to appreciate not necessarily the story any more than I did before, but the technique and the craftsmanship behind what Cinderella is. So here it is in my little vault. All right. This is a very recent acquisition. I was just in the UK. It's not been released in the United States, but it's by Arrow Academy, Cinema Paradiso. I've not watched this film in a really long time. I saw it in film class when I was out here in Los Angeles back in 1991 for a semester. And it made such an impact on me, not necessarily from a story standpoint, but from a feeling standpoint. This movie captured for me the feeling I get when I get choked up thinking about movies. Like, I just got choked up talking about this live-action Cinderella. Cinema Paradiso is a movie that has that same frequency as I experienced with the love of, like, baseball and Field of Dreams, or and The Sandlot, or the love of action movies when I watch First Blood or Die Hard. Cinema Paradiso is about that love, and it's breathtaking. I got this in the UK, and I left the Blu-ray with the Dower family. So thank you very much, you guys, again, for hosting. This is another one of those titles. Studio Canal's release of The City of Lost Children by Jeanette and Caro, I believe is how you pronounce their names. They made several just... The movie that most folks know them for is Amelie. Really dynamic filmmakers. Oh, awesome. Thanks, man. Hello. Good to see you, Botti Corino. Awesome. Thank you very much for popping in. City of Lost Children is a French film. Ron Perlman is in it, speaking French. And if you've seen the film Dark City by Alex Proyas, this film has a similar aesthetic, and it's dark and creepy and beautiful. I have a couple more Jeanette and Caro films in this collection. We'll be getting to Delicatessen soon, but I managed to catch this on the big screen when it came out, kind of in the early 90s, and I don't know, it's just... I love, as you can tell already, I love movies that are big swings. Visually, production design, like, I value programmed on, like, Anton Furst's design of Batman, and this, it kind of mirrors that. Think like Babe, Pig in the City as well, just kind of like tons of water and dark and weird long men in coats, like that kind of stuff. Identical twins who are conjoined, and one draws in cigarette smoke and the other blows it out. Like that kind of human oddity type of stuff is very present in The City of Lost Children. I should watch it again and tell you more what it's about, because I don't remember precisely what it's about. I just remember the feeling of it. All right. Last one for this morning, this afternoon. Shout Factory just recently did Clue. I don't think I really appreciated this movie when it was released theatrically. The unbelievable comedy and the unbelievable cast. Martin Mull, Madeline Kahn, Eileen Brennan, Michael McKean. Oh, come on. Leslie Ann Warren? Man, this film, and of course Tim Curry as the butler. It is a raucous, slapstick, hilarious comedy that is kind of one of the last of its kind. American comedy shifted in the 80s, obviously due to television. There was so much more comedy and TV comedy that we were getting, and not that there wasn't in the 70s too and 60s, but like television kind of took over, and this was right at the end of that particular style of Three Stooges, bawdy, like, it's not a sex comedy, but like feels like that kind of a vibe. Like Steve Martin the Jerk has that same kind of a feel to it as well. But it's just a great ensemble comedy with brilliant, hilarious performances, great dialogue. And it's in my collection, not because I remember it so much growing up, but when we watched it together as a family, and all three of us were just howling at the jokes. Yeah, that's right, Steve. Oh, it had 3 different endings in the theater. In the theater, depending on which theater you saw, you'd get different endings. Super fun, really innovative idea. And I'm pretty sure on the disc they give you home video shows you all 3 endings that you can choose to see. But yeah, Tim Curry is everything in this movie. And my daughter has a group of friends that she connects with online and has been trying forever to try to get them to watch it. And for whatever reason, they won't. So I hope that they get to do it. Yeah, they shot and released 3 different endings and scattered them across the country. So you could go see one ending at one theater and go to another one and wait out for the other one. It was crazy. But anyway, all right, just to finish it out. Well, no, I'll save that one for next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a lovely rest of your weekend. And, yeah, physical media forever. Peace.